Hi Purnell, Ben Boulware, America's Baseball Camps. Just going over your swing analysis work from your hitters and your swings from the camp, and just look forward to talking about a couple things that I learned in pro ball, and I got to win a minor league batting title and been doing video analysis work for over 10 years now. So a couple things that I saw that I think can really help you in regards to your swing, and let's go ahead and get started here. So just going in regards to our setup and our stance, one thing that's going to help you, I think, in regards to your hands is let's get your hands, either just suggestions that I would recommend, but I would start with my hands a little bit higher, and my angle of my bat just be up in here. I think it's going to give you more of a downhill angle and give us a chance that if we're too hunched over, you can see the posture. Just keep that posture nice and tall. You're a little bit hunched towards the plate. I think it's going to help you stay more downhill and onto the ball compared to getting underneath it and kind of lifting the ball sometimes. So just something to work on in regards to our stance. I would bend the knees a little bit more on both feet compared to being a little bit tall and a little bit more forward. I think it's going to help you again engage your lower half more and be a little bit more downhill, but just something to work on. So as I go into my swing, the next part of my analysis is going to be in the land foot position. So you can see when I do land foot, the biggest thing we got to work on those hands not dropping, because if my hands drop, there's only one direction my barrel can go, and that's going to be uphill. And as you get into playing on 400 plus foot fences and guys throwing 90 miles an hour with our hands down too low, we won't be able to drop them in and work downhill. We'll be working uphill, which is very hard to do. So when you land, we got to land more athletic. You can see that when we land, that your back foot is your legs are locked, or not locked, but they're kind of firm. They're not bent. We need to make sure that those stay nice and flexed, and that's going to get us more in an athletic position. At this part of our swing for our land foot, we need to make sure that our hands stay up in this area. And if it's up here, then I can work down this direction. And if I drop my hands down here, I'm going to be working that way. Remember, mentally, you don't want to worry about hitting the ball over the fence. You want to try to hit the ball always through the fence. And I think that would be really good for you to really work on trying to drive the baseball more compared to trying to lift the ball more in regards to just getting more line drives and more gap-to-gap type of thing. It's also going to make you more consistent and giving you more power when we do a couple of these things we're talking about. One thing I do notice is we do a little bit of casting, so this bottom arm is locked. When this bottom arm gets locked, it drops my hands down low. And that's going to make us long and not be short to the ball. Ideally, you want to be short to it and long through it. And with your hands, when they drop here and that bottom arm bars out, it makes us long to it and what's called casting. So a good drill for you is to get like a T-ball bat or some kind of small bat and take your top hand off the ball, off the bat, and you want to try to create this angle as long as you can, and just rest the bat on your shoulder, just one hand, and just do soft toss with wiffle balls or even real balls, just from like side toss, and just work on taking the bat off your shoulder and just going towards contact, because you want to get your arms locked at contact or a little bit before contact, not just do it too early. And you can see right here that I begin to lock out my arms too early, and that's going to take away power. It's going to take away timing and that type of thing. So you can see when my hands drop, it's going to make us late to it as well, in more of a lift mode. You can see I'm underneath this ball. Lower half is in pretty good shape. You are back, but we're a little bit late, and let's see how you get through the ball. See how we kind of go underneath. At the end of our swing, you want to be able to hold that finish. There's two things that we want to have happen. One is this front foot doesn't want to come off the ground. You want to make sure that that thing stays on the ground. And then two is on the back foot, you want that back heel to be having a label of the shoe facing the sky. And you can notice that the label of the shoe is more on the ground facing here. You want that label to be nice and high. And what that's going to do is it's going to create good angle in this leg right here. So ideally, you're going to kind of want this here and have a good nice bend in that back leg. You can see it's a little bit firm in regards to that, and you can't keep your balance. So we kind of need to hold our finish, and that's going to make a big difference for you in regards to your swings here to make sure that you have good balance whenever you're swinging the bat. So here's another swing. Going into it again, be a little bit more flex in our legs. I think it's going to make a big difference for you. You are nice and tall right here in regards to this position. So we're going to get ourselves loaded up here, and you're going to go from a stride. You can see how tall our legs are. We need to have a lot more bend in that back leg. You can see how this back knee is pretty straight. So let's get a nice flex in that. And as you get loaded, you can see your hands are already beginning to drop. So at this point of our swing, make sure your hands stay up. Keep those hands up in here, and keep that angle here. That's going to create this downward angle for us. And don't worry about lifting the ball. Try to drive the ball. And as I go to swing here, let's see how we do. A little bit better with our hands, but you can see again when our hands drop, we're going to be a little bit late. We did get off balance, a little bit of the same thing in regards to that. So make sure that we just take it one step at a time. So for you, it's about your stance, and then it's about when you take your stride, and then it's about contact, and then it's about holding your finish. And I think just a lot of tee work for you for mechanics, because with your size and strength, my goodness, we could do some damage. But we got to be more consistent. We got to raise those hands. We got to engage your lower half more. We got to be more on time. We don't want to lift the ball. We want to be more driving the baseball. And so if you change all these things, it's going to make a huge difference in regards to your swing to get yourself more consistent and not get you jammed and not get you where you're lifting the ball to just be more on time. So watch this video over and over again. There is some things to work on. It's going to make some huge difference in regards to your swing. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be awesome to see with your strength and ability to be able to do that. So thanks for coming to camp. We look forward to hopefully getting to see you real soon at camp again, and we wish you the best the rest of the summer.